have my numbers going literally in the opposite direction. It's like the stock market going down every single day. It's like crashing in a way. Right, that wraps up some of my morning meetings. But hey, good morning. Welcome back to the vlog. In today's video, I want to talk about something that I don't think a lot of creators really talk about, and that's switching your niche. And I know I've made a lot of videos around it because for me lately, switching my niche it's been a really big part of my life these past few months, going from a professional award-winning photographer to now just essentially being a nicheless content creator. It's been a big struggle, and I want to talk about the dark side of essentially switching your niche, the things that like people don't talk about, right? Because you always see it online of, hey, go switch your niche or just pivot and try new things. But like anything, there are definitely, I guess dark side's a little dark, but it's that there are dark sides to it that people just don't talk about. And what I've noticed, the first thing that has honestly been really challenging so far with switching my niche is it's lonely. It's really, really lonely. When I was a photographer in paintball, I would show up to the field every weekend and I would have people that, I would talk to and meet up with and people that I, at the time, had considered some of my closest friends. But then the second I stopped coming to the field and the second that I started to switch what I was doing for me personally, it's like all of that went out the window. Like all of those people that were close friends, I now don't even hear from. And I haven't heard from it in months at this point. And so when I sit back and I think about that, that really made me like start to really understand people and understand communities. And what I've learned is no matter what community you get involved in, you're going to make friends naturally within that community. But the driver of all of that, the reason why you're friends, is because of what the thing is in that community. Maybe it's a book club, right? Maybe you're going to a book meetup every week, or maybe it's a run club. And so that activity is the center point that brings all of those people together. And so when you're on the outside of that and you're chasing now a new goal or a new hobby, that's where those friend groups that you've had, you don't really have a lot of common interest anymore. And I think that's where a lot of people start to like fade away and they go on to their other experiences or their journeys, which is totally okay and natural. But from a creator's perspective, when you're doing that, it can feel insanely lonely, because this right here, creating content, talking to a camera, editing on my computer, posting stuff on my phone, it's lonely. No one else is down here doing it. It's not a shared experience. And so when you're just creating content, it's definitely an interesting experience. And so if I were to give any advice for you out there that are wanting to switch your niche, maybe you found this vlog, maybe you found my channel or other videos where I talk about switching your niche, here's a piece of advice I would give you to help. And that piece of advice is definitely switch and pivot and create the content that you want to create. Because if you don't, you're eventually going to burn out anyways, and then you'll stop creating. And that's the most important thing. Like, you can't ever stop creating if you're a content creator. For me, since I've switched my niche over the past few months, I've now put out more videos on YouTube than I ever have. I'm doing sometimes 2 or 3 videos a week. I'm doing shorts and reels almost every single day. And the wild thing is, you would think by doing that, my views would skyrocket and my subscribers would skyrocket. But it's actually the opposite that's happened. The more content I put out, the more my numbers are actually going down. And to some people, that would make them stop completely. That would hit their ego. They would become really unmotivated. But what I've learned is, because I'm essentially taking a cruise ship from over here and I'm trying to steer it to go in this direction with my content, it takes a lot of work and a lot of energy and a lot of time to do that. And people that liked my content for what it was over here, they may not like what it's going to be over here. And so when you do that, people are going to get off the cruise ship at different times. But when they do that, you're now creating opportunities to bring on more people onto that cruise ship. And so for me right now, even though it sucks to have my numbers going literally in the opposite direction, it's like the stock market going down every single day. It's like crashing in a way. I know the long term, the right people are going to find my channel, they're going to find my content, and then they're going to subscribe to what it is. And as a creator, I totally understand it. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks to see the numbers going in the wrong direction. However, it's a good reminder every day that I'm creating content that, one, I enjoy creating. I'm creating content, two, that I think other people are going to enjoy out there. But the most important part is it's taught me to not be so tied into the metrics and so tied into the numbers of it, where if I create a video, no matter what, I'm tying its success directly to the amount of views. And when you do that, that's where burnout happens over time. So in reality, by doing this whole switching of my niche and trying a different path, it's honestly probably one of the healthiest things that I'm gonna go through as a creator. Someone who had crazy success as a photographer, now going back to like almost the beginning, where I'm getting sometimes 20 views on a video. It's crazy. Like I'm not worried about it. Would I want more? Of course. Do I want to have more success? Of course. But over time, while I'm growing, that's going to happen naturally. And so for anyone who is switching your niche, there's definitely a dark side to it. It's lonely. Your numbers are going to go in the wrong direction. And if you're not ready for it, it actually may make you not want to create videos. Like, it could be unmotivating to some people and make you stop doing it altogether. And I think the more reflecting that I do on this, like the more reflecting that I think about switching my niche and, my audience is going in the wrong direction, it's actually like good timing in a way, right? Because I'm learning my camera again. I'm having to relearn, what it's like to be on this side of the camera, because I've spent my career on the backside capturing other people. And so while I'm going through and fumbling, I don't have this massive audience yet. And I think that's where it kind of takes the pressure off, which is really cool in a way. And so like, one, I get to document my journey growing as a creator, bring you along on it. And then eventually when people find my channel and they go back, they'll be able to see the progression as a creator. And that is such relatable content. Like, that's what I love craving. And that's what I love taking in when I'm watching content, is seeing other creators online and then going back and watching how they've progressed and they've learned and they've grown. And so that's one of the things that I am so excited for me as a creator, is just to watch how this is going to change and improve. I really want to push myself to do some type of daily vlog in a way. Maybe it's short, maybe it's long, but I want to try to create at least one video every single day, so it takes the pressure off of like one video a week has to be like this amazing thing. And so over time, I'm gonna have more cinematic shots. I'm gonna learn more about what works, my style, what I like, what I don't like. And when I think about creating, what stops a lot of people from creating is they think their life is boring. When in reality, your life isn't boring. It's actually relatable to a lot of people. And so for me, as you saw, I come downstairs and I journal almost every morning to get my thoughts out. Some people out there are going to say, yes, me too, I do that. Or some people are going to say, oh man, I wish I could start journaling, or I have the itch to start journaling, and maybe this video helps them, or maybe my videos help them. And some people are gonna be like, that's crazy, that's not for me. But also with all of that is my routine's almost the same every day. I come downstairs, journal, coffee, come over here, do a little bit of editing before I go into my real job. And then when the real job is done, I come back and do more YouTube. And so it's gonna be fun to like find a new way every day to almost show that routine, but in a different cinematic way, and also tie a story to it every day. Like coming into this morning's vlog, I thought, oh, you know what? This would be a great day to talk about switching your niche and what it actually is like what the dark side of that is. Because that's relatable. That's stuff that people want to hear. They want to hear the truth of what that's like. So yeah, it's going to be a really fun time as a creator. I'm so excited. You know, I've just switched my whole entire studio. And so at some point I'm going to do a whole studio tour and talk about that, because the way I have it set up now, I've got almost 3 or 4 different scenes in here where I can record from. And that's exactly what I want as a creator, is I want to be able to come down here and just almost have it be like a creative lab where I can put my phone or my camera anywhere and I can just record and be happy with it. So yeah, a lot of cool things ahead. If you are a creator who is in the middle of switching your niche or wants to pivot your content to something else, know you're not alone. And if you are, let me know in the comments below what you're trying to switch to. Because I might be able to give some advice of what somebody that's going through it in real time, because it's really, really challenging. All right, I think that's it for today's video. Vlog day number 2 in the books. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.